Make sure if you're here, say hi. It's Tarina with Create with Tree, that's me. And tonight I'm just doing, I know I've already done one. Hey Sherry, I've already done one live, but and I know you're probably gonna get sick and tired of me tonight, but I am going to answer a few questions. I get a lot of questions asked to me. Sorry, I'm gonna move this a little bit over. Hey Brenda! I have a lot of questions asked of me, and I want to make sure that I answer them for you. So I made some notes. And I'm sorry, got hot mess hair going on right here. Hey Dawn, how's it going? Awesome. I'm gonna get on the leader call in just a few minutes. But I wanted to answer a few questions. So what are the folios that I use? And these are the folios that I use right here. These are Folio X or Exec Folios. And my husband's making a lot of noise. I thought I was doing really good not having anybody home and doing this. Okay. I use Exec Folio. And I'm going to make sure that I put the links to everything I get in the description after the live. Somebody today, in fact, asked me, well, can I put the transfers on this sheet? Don't do that. And so what you're going to do is I put them on the black insert. These go inside here like this. Do not get them from like the Hobby Lobby. I keep saying Hobby Lobby, but that's the ones that have the paper inside. I get these off of Amazon, and I have sent the link, or I have put the link on a couple of different posts in my feed, but I'm going to make this really easy for everybody. All the answers, all the links, everything will be in the description of this one, and I'm going to pin it to the top of my page. So you can see this is plastic, and you just stick them on here. Ta-da, that's easy. All right, so that's question number 1 answered. Gosh, he really is making a lot of noise for one man. What wax do I use and what not to wax? What do I wax? Kind of the 3 questions in one. So let's answer the first one. What wax do I use? I use Minwax Paste Finishing Wax. And hopefully you guys can see this because I did flip it around. So if you don't see it, let me know. But this is the paste, let me see. The paste finishing wax. Oh, it is right side because I made sure. Okay, this is, I need to get bigger ones than the 9. Yes, okay, so Anne, I get the 14, well, I actually have all of them. I have the 14 by 17, the 11 by 14, the 9 by 12, and the 8 by 10. So I just showed you the 8 by 10. This is the 8 by 10. These are my little tiny transfers that I keep in here that really don't have a theme. I have 3 of the 14 by 7s or 14 by 17s because I have those by themes. So I have the love and Valentine's and flowers and frilly, frou-frous all in one. I have holidays in another, and then I have home and generic bigger ones in the bigger 14 by 17. Okay, so paste wax, finishing paste wax. Can you see that? It's Minwax Finishing Paste Wax. I get this at Lowe's or Home Depot. And I did do a couple of lives where I showed how to use it. 14 by 17 is what you need. My favorite, 3 of them. I have 3. Okay, so this is what I use. What not to wax. Okay, Couture has metal boards. This just happens to be the scalloped one, the little scalloped horizontal. They have the other ones. Sorry, it's upside down. They have the other ones. They have the big ones. If it has a sticker that says wax me, then you're going to wax it. If it does not, you will not. So this, you do not have to wax. The beautiful, big, beautiful chalkboards. This is how they come when you get them. They're all wrapped beautiful. There's no wax me sticker on them. You will not wax this. You will ruin your board if you wax your beautiful porcelain steel board, so do not wax, okay? I just grabbed a few things that I had that I've waxed. So I bought this cute little board. I waxed it. I bought this cute little wood thing that I chalked on last night. I waxed it. Most things you're going to want to wax. Glass you don't have to wax. Metal you don't have to wax generally. It just really depends. If it has a painted coat on it, you're going to want to wax it. So that'll kind of lead into other things. I'll show you. Painted surfaces. Painted surfaces. This is another answer to a question that I have. This is a painted surface. I waxed it. This is the answer to another question later, so you'll see it again. So that was what wax I use, what to wax, and what not to wax. Okay, so that's question number 2. Question number, so I guess that was 2 and 3. 4, what do I use to seal? Okay, and then what do I seal? Again, these big beautiful boards, you do not want to seal them. These little magnetic boards that Couture has, you do not want to seal these. But when you're making a sign, like I made this right here, and you can see this one right there, and you can see this one right here, I've sealed all of that. Because they're signs, you're not going to redo them. The idea behind Couture is that when you love it for a little while, you wipe it off and redo it. Okay? So that's the point of Couture on the Couture boards. What I use to seal is I use the Min Wax. I should just do an advertising thing for a commercial. That's it, a commercial for Min Wax. But I use the Min Wax spray polyurethane. Don't use the kind that you brush on because chalk paste will reconstitute. So you don't want to, see it's all backwards for me, sorry. So you don't want to reconstitute. I use semi-gloss or I use satin. It just depends on the look that I'm going for. This just happens to be semi-gloss that I pulled out of my cabinet. Okay, so that's what I seal and what I don't seal, and then what I use to seal. So that's question number 4. Question number 5, what happens if my transfer doesn't stick anymore? Okay, so I have, let's see. I'm just going to use a piece of wood that I have, just a piece of wood laying around. And I use Loctite spray adhesive. This is the light bond, okay? You do not, hey Debbie, how's it going? I use the light, and it says 100 light. You do not want to spray this on your transfers, but lightly spray on your, so say this is my project that I want to chalk on. And I have a transfer that I've used a million times, and it really is not sticking anymore. And trust me, I've had transfers I've used 60, 70 times, and they're not sticking much anymore. They kind of curl up on the ends. But I've got really good use out of them. But and the screen is perfect. There's nothing wrong with the screen. The stickiness kind of turns the ends up. Spray this on my project, nice and light. And I'm going to show you, I have one in here. Just happens to be my feathers. Now I did actually buy another feather transfer because I love it so much that I had to have it again. Maybe it's in here. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's in another one. Give me just a second. There it is. I knew it was, I was in the wrong book. This is my 9x12 book. It's another generic book, and I have lots of different transfers in here. Kind of my medium-sized transfers that you'll see that really don't have one particular theme. There it is. There's my feathers. So you've seen me use this transfer a bunch of times. And my little one doesn't stick very well, but it still works. And so I've already sprayed this. I let it dry a little bit. And then all I'm going to do, just like I would normal, Just push it down and look, it sticks. You can chalk on it and pull it right back up. Sorry, I need my nails done, so I can't pull but anything up. But the idea is that you use the light spray, and it does not ruin the transfer at all. It's just fine. The silk screen is perfect. Another trick, say I have a transfer that I've been using quite a bit, but it's still kind of sticky. It just kind of has lost a little bit. So what I would do is I would use my disinfectant wipes, and I'm going to wash this. After I've already washed it off, I'm going to lay this down, and hopefully you guys can see, you ladies can see me. I'm trying to keep an eye here so you can see me. I'm going to take my disinfectant wipe and just wipe off the back of my transfer. Wipe it off. And it kind of adds, like it makes it sticky again a little bit. Spray the project, not the transfer. Never the transfer. So this is to help, this is another idea to help make it sticky again. So I just use the Clorox wipe or whatever, and although the little end kind of does pull up a little bit, everything else just completely laid down. And then I'm going to stick this back into my folio. And I know it's still wet, but it kind of helps again for it to stay flat, just like that, okay? So it's in there, perfect, okay? So again, I use Loctite spray adhesive, 100 light. It's repositionable. That's another thing I forgot to say. It's repositionable, and that's really important because if you use permanent spray, it won't come up, and you don't want this. It won't clog. Does the project remain sticky? No, because I mean, I'm feeling it, and it's so light that it's not at all. If you think it's going to be too sticky, try not to get it over your whole entire project, but I've used it a bunch of times and I've never had a problem. I think if you use the 200 or 300, it's going to be super sticky, and you don't want that. So that's why I use the Loctite spray adhesive, General Performance 100 repositionable. Okay, so that was question number 5. Question number 6, what happens if paste dries? And I think I talk about this almost every project I do. If I have chalk paste that dries, which I knew that this one was dry, so I kind of kept it around. I have a spray bottle that I just squirt a couple squirts. This just happens to be bamboo forks. You can get them at a catering supply, Smart and Final. You can get the popsicle sticks, whatever. And I just stir it up. Stir it up until you get the consistency you want. This is still a little clumpy, so I'm just going to stir it up. You want the consistency of yogurt or fluffy whip, like marshmallow whip. And there we go. This one's almost empty, so it would be hard to show you, but it really is. It is the consistency that I want, and I would use this the way it is. If you find that your chalk paste is really, really dry, like you haven't used it in a while, spray some water in it, like 2 or 3 squirts of water, and then shut the lid and leave it, and then come back to it, and then stir it up, and I promise you, it'll be able to, I've done it before. I had rock hard, I don't know how come I left it open, or it was partially open, opened it up, it was rock hard, I squirted some water in it, came back a little while later, stirred it right up and used it. Perfect. And that's one of the things I love about chalk paste. Hey Diana, how are you? Can you use the project? Can you do a project with fonts? Yes, and I definitely will. I will, I promise. I love using the fonts. In fact, I actually did one. I showed one yesterday. I did one of these little hearts, and I put LOVE in it. And I didn't show it because I was just on a roll trying to do some, but you know what? Maybe tonight I can do that. I'll leave them out. I have them drying right now, so I'll do that. Let's see. So that was question 6. Can you chalk on fabric? You can chalk on fabric, but you have to use a fabric medium, and that's an extra step. And before I knew that you could use, thank you, awesome, thanks for joining me. So if you saw my live the other night, I did this on canvas, and I've done it on, t-shirts. Now with the t-shirt, I actually did chalk paste with fabric medium. This I use Speedball ink, and I just got it online or Hobby Lobby. Sorry, gosh, I'm sorry, I'm doing backwards. So I got this one at Hobby Lobby, and I do know that there's something going to be announced in the first part of February when I go to leadership for Chalk Couture, just putting that out there. So right now I use Speedball ink. I don't know after the first part of February what I'm going to be using on fabric and the transfers. So I made this adorable bag, and I showed how to do this on my live a couple days ago with my Corey. So if you go back a few days, I did this live and I just got this bag over at Target. It was adorable. You can get these bags all over. So yes, to answer your question, yes, you can chalk, but you have to have fabric medium, or you can use the transfers and use Speedball ink. Okay, so there's that answer. Number 8, how do you get your chalk paste to dry faster on the projects? Okay, so say this is my project right here, and I'm in a hurry because I need to leave and I want to give this as a gift right now. You've seen me use my heating gun. My husband's smiling at me. He's making me laugh because I used to use a blow dryer, and he's like, "Why are you using a blow dryer? You need to have a heat gun." I'm like, "Well, what's a heat gun?" So he went and bought me a heat gun. I get this at Harbor Freight. How much were they, honey?
They're about $25 to $30 when they're on sale.
Okay, on sale, he said between $25 and $30. But I can't tell you this. You have to be really careful. It does get hot. It will heat up the project pretty fast. So you just have to put it on low. I'm sure you can even use like an embossing gun. You can use a blow dryer. I've used a blow dryer many times. And everybody asks me why my blow dryer or my heat gun has a hat, and this is just a stand. So it stands up like this, and this does not get hot. So my husband got this for me at Harbor Freight, and like I said, it's about $25 to $30. And again, I'm going to put links for everything, where you can find them, where you can get them in the description after I do this, okay? So that's how you can heat it up quickly. So 9, can you chalk on paint? Yes, you can. And I showed you this project earlier. I painted this myself. Sorry, the light's kind of funky right now. I painted this myself. This is just acrylic paint. And then I waxed it. Remember we talked about waxing, and you wax on painted surfaces. Then I chalked, and then I sealed it after it was dry. So yes, you can definitely chalk on painted surfaces. Now, one thing to consider, if you ever do a project, no matter what it is, if it's not a Chalk Couture chalkboard, test out a corner before you go putting on a huge transfer. Because if you put it on a big piece of furniture and the paint is not user-friendly or whatever, you just want to make sure that it's not going to peel up all your paint. You don't want to do that. So I always take like if I have like a corner that's a big piece of the transfer without the silk screen in it, I've taken and clipped off the end of the transfer. I'll show you. I'm not going to do this to this, but I'm just showing you. Like you could take this like little corner right here and trim that off and stick it on your project and see, and then pull it up and see if it'll pull up the paint or not. Better test than ruin, and that's like a big thing. So again, yes, you can chalk on painted surfaces. Let's see. Am I already on 10? Wow. Okay. Chalk paste drive up. Yeah. Okay. Can you chalk on glass? And yes, you can, because I did this the other night. I've done this several times. I chalked on this cute little glass thing. I did this live the other day. Super, super cute. Here's an 11. Here's a number 11. Can you chalk on paper? Kurt and I chalked the other day on paper. I did these cute little treat bags. And this is cardstock. And I didn't have to wax it or seal it. Super cute. There's Kurt's. I don't want to leave him out. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, what do I use to clean up surfaces? I use, again, this is Walmart brand disinfectant wipes. I mean, it's what it says. Disinfecting wipes. You can use Clorox wipes. Anytime I can't get all of the chalk paste off, I'll go through after I use the water in the sink, and then I'll go back through with the disinfecting wipes and wipe those off. What else? Anything else? Let me know, please. Glass etching. Thank you, Sherry. Glass etching. Okay, I use Armor Etch with, thank you, Sherry. You can glass etch with, so this is chalk paste. This is chalk paste. And this right here is glass etching. Right here is glass etching with rub and buff. So I use the Armor Etch first. And then after it's all done, I use the rub and buff. And I'll make sure that I put that in there. What else? Here's another glass etch that I did. I'm telling you, these are my favorite. Cute, huh? I love the bottles. I love the wine bottles. And this just happens to be an olive oil bottle. I love that. What else? I'm trying to think of everything I can. So, I mean, that's like 12 things right there. So if I can think of anything else, or if you have any questions, please put them. Oh, you can also glitter. You can glitter with the chalk paste. And I've done that several times in several projects. You put the chalk paste down on the transfer, pull the transfer up, pour the glitter on. I use every kind of glitter, just generic glitter from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, you name it. Do you have rub and buff? Yes, I do. Rub and buff. Here's some rub and buff. And I buy it in a multi-pack. This just happens to be antique gold. I have a multi-pack that has a bunch of different. I'm all for buying in a set to save some money, because you don't need a lot of this. If you have a question on how to use this or my glass etching, just go back in my feed. I have to share it. Please add my friend Michelle's. I will definitely. You know what? On your comment, Sherry, I'll put the link to my VIPs. And that reminds me, if you guys want to be on my VIP list or in my group, I offer specials a couple times a month. Just say, add me to your VIP, and I'll make sure I put a link. So you have to request. I can't add, so you need to request to be in my VIP group. As long as you're not a designer, then I'll add you, because honestly, as a designer, you can get 40% off. So why would you want a customer discount? Although I love my customers, and I want to make sure that you get a great deal on all this product. So, oh yay, Michelle! Hopefully you'll come to our class. You can see Kurt. You can see Kurt right there in the reflection. Say hi. Okay, I think that's it. If you have another question, post it below. We're gonna start a class here very soon, and that's my thing telling me that my class is coming up. So I'm gonna let you go. Love you guys. Make sure you love, like, and share. Okay. All right. This has been Tarina with Create with Tree. That's me. Okay. Bye.